These boys are just 16 years old. But tonight in this Gloucestershire park, one of them is carrying a knife. He tells me he has no choice.
Kill or be killed, innit? My man's gonna back out a shank, I'm backing out now as well. And I'm not just gonna back out and not use it.
As we talk under the cover of darkness, you can see the knife poking out of his trousers. And after pulling it out, he shows me the weapon. He admits this is one of many.
I've got bigger things, littler things, everything. Loads.
Do you think more young people like yourself are carrying knives now?
Yeah, every single day they're carrying. Like, without fail, bro.
Have you ever had to use it?
Of course, man. Just one of them things.
The boy hands his knife into youth worker Delroy Ellis, who'll pass this on to the police. But it's something he sees increasingly often.
This is a statement knife. This is definitely a knife that, like I said, if somebody were to pull this out, it's kind of to say, look, I'm active, as they call it. Now I hear a lot of young people saying is pinning or dabbing. So that's the kind of words now a lot of young people are using, is sort of saying, look, I'm not going to stab you, but I'm just going to warn you off. Yeah, it's just another knife. That doesn't surprise me anymore.
We asked police forces across the southwest for the number of children or under 18s caught carrying knives. In 2015, there were nearly 120, but in recent years that has significantly increased. Last year, there were more than 200 children found carrying the weapons.
Really important to remember that very few people do actually carry knives. Gloucestershire is statistically a very safe county.
Gloucestershire Police's knife crime lead tells me the force is fighting back and having success. He explains how a rise in targeted stop and search alongside educating youngsters has helped to reduce knife crime in the county.
Over the last year, we've seen an almost 10% reduction in knife crime, from 92 incidents in 2023 to 83 in 2024. Can't call it a direct correlation, but as we increase that use of that specific tool very carefully, we do see that reduction in knife-enabled crime.
But for some, that deterrent is not enough.
There's nothing for us to do, And you know what? It's just what happens on the road.
Yet this youngster admits he doesn't want to continue with this way of life, who at the age of 16 has already seen too much. But across the region there are community groups doing some remarkable work. In Bristol, every Saturday more than 100 youngsters come here to the Cora Association to learn more about their West African culture, study Islam, but also spend time with friends. It's run by volunteers who primarily want to keep these children safe.
You know what's going on in Bristol these days now? And all this gang knife crime going on, a lot of things going on in Bristol.
Yet many of these youngsters are already well aware of the dangers.
Yeah, I know people that need to carry knives for protection and stuff.
And why do they do that, do you think?
They say it's for protection, and yeah, it's just stupid, isn't it? Like, postcode rivalries, that's mostly why people carry knives around. And sometimes it just ends up in innocent people getting hurt.
I got a friend that got stabbed last year too, but she made it in the end. It was just a fight and another girl just stabbed her. Yeah, scary.
But last year the Cora Association lost one of its own. Kunta Cisse, a regular here, was just 25 when he was fatally stabbed in the street.
I used to come in here every single day. I used to come in here eat, sit together, enjoy together. Something we all shocked and surprised because he's one of our brother family. And yesterday he was here, 2 minutes ago he went out. Next minute you heard the news, he's dead. It's kind of scary, Bristol, having a kitchen here is kind of scary.
But places like this are helping to make a difference. And elsewhere across the city, this artwork is giving youngsters a voice, with messages around knife crime written on more than 100 school shirts as part of a project with the University of Bristol. I asked the academic behind it why she believes more young people are being found with knives.
What we know about children who carry knives is that they're often really vulnerable and really marginalised. And in these shirts we can see that they're facing a lot of other issues at home, whether it's abuse, violence. And so That's what we need to do. We need to reach them earlier because they're already feeling that lack of safety. And I think that's where we've lost a lot of services. But actually that's what we need to be doing, reaching them earlier.
But this has been made more challenging due to ongoing and major cuts to youth services. This former council-run youth centre in Knoll West is one of more than 140 to have closed since 2010 across the southwest, and it's led to community groups, charities and volunteers having to step up alongside the police. In Bristol, the force has made tackling knife crime and engaging with young people a priority. Here they've been conducting a knife sweep, but they've also recently clamped down on retailers selling weapons, and they say they are starting to see results.
We've seen a reduction of just over 30% in our youth-based possession offences in the last 6 months. As a parent myself, and to all those parents out there and people that work with children and young people, and children and young people themselves, is to reassure only a really small number of people in reality carry a knife, and they absolutely shouldn't, because the minute that they do that, the risks of them becoming a victim or the risks of someone else becoming a victim grow exponentially.
The children at the Bristol Cora Association say they know the risks all too well. But thanks to Lamin and his team, they have a space where they feel safe.
It keeps you away from like bad influences and like having people that are good people to like keep you away from that kind of thing.
Coming here every week, it helps us learn and it keeps us safe.
This is just one of many support networks across the region, stepping up to ensure children thrive without fear. Max Walsh, ITV News.